Would you dare step into a graveyard where a witch drinks children's blood and curses everyone who enters? This is the terrifying legend of Hollow Graveyard, American town, hidden between rolling hills and thick pine woods. Most people live simple lives: farmers, shopkeepers, and truck drivers, but every child in town knew one rule: never go near the graveyard at night. Parents repeated it like a prayer. Teachers warned kids about it, and even police avoided patrolling that area after sunset. The reason was a legend older than the town itself, a story about the Hollow Graveyard and the witch who lived there. Her name was whispered in fear, Morgana. No one knew where she came from. Some said she had once been a woman burned for witchcraft in the 1700s. Others believed she was never human at all, but a demon bound to that land. What everyone agreed on was this: children disappeared near the graveyard, their bodies never found, only trails of blood in the grass. Caleb, Jordan, and Travis, three best friends, didn't believe in ghost stories. They were 17, full of bravado, and thought the legends were just made-up tales to scare kids. One October night, when the fog was thick and the moon barely visible, they dared each other to sneak into the graveyard. Jordan grinned. "If Morgana's real, she can come for me. I'm not afraid." Caleb felt a chill run through him, but didn't want to back out. "Fine, let's prove the town wrong." The graveyard stood on a hill at the edge of town, surrounded by rusted iron gates. As they pushed it open, the creak echoed like a scream. The air was icy cold, colder than the rest of the night. Travis rubbed his arms. "Feels like we just walked into a freezer." Inside, crooked headstones leaned in all directions. Dead trees cast long shadows, and the ground seemed to breathe mist. The boys laughed nervously, pretending to be brave. That's when they heard it, a faint humming, a woman's voice, soft and broken, weaving through the fog. "Lullaby, lullaby, children, don't you cry." Caleb froze. "Did you hear that?" The others nodded, their bravado melting away. The voice grew louder, closer, like someone was walking between the graves. From behind a crumbling tombstone, she appeared, Morgana. Her body was twisted, bones sharp beneath pale skin. Her hair was long and tangled like spiderwebs, her mouth smeared with dark red stains. Her eyes yellow, glowing like coals locked onto the boys. "Hungry," she whispered, licking her lips. The friends turned and ran, but the witch moved faster than human eyes could follow. She glided across the ground, her nails scratching the tombstones as sparks flew. Jordan stumbled and fell. Before Caleb and Travis could pull him up, Morgana was upon him. Her jaw opened wider than humanly possible, and with a scream that split the night, she sank her teeth into his neck. Blood sprayed across the grass. Jordan's scream turned into a gurgle. Caleb and Travis ran until their lungs burned, not daring to look back. By the time they reached the town's edge, they were trembling, covered in dirt, and Jordan was gone. No one believed them. The sheriff said Jordan must have run away. Their parents grounded them for lying, but Caleb and Travis knew the truth. Morgana was real, and now she knew their names. That night, as Caleb lay in bed, he heard it outside his window, that same humming. "Lullaby, lullaby, children, don't you cry." He shut his eyes tight, praying she wouldn't come inside. But deep down, he knew this was only the beginning. The night after the town meeting, Hollow Creek was drowned in silence. No crickets, no dogs barking, no leaves rustling. It was as if the whole world held its breath. Caleb couldn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the witch's yellow, hungry eyes. By midnight, a scream shattered the silence. Caleb bolted upright. The scream came from the edge of the village, near the graveyard road. He grabbed his flashlight and shotgun, then rushed outside. Jordan and Travis were already running through the dark street to meet him. "It's her," Travis whispered. "The witch has taken another one." At the end of the road, they found Mrs. Howard's front door torn off its hinges. Inside, the house was in shambles, furniture overturned, glass shattered, deep claw marks along the walls. In the center of the room was a pool of blood leading out the window. But the most chilling sight was the empty crib. Her baby was gone. Mrs. Howard sobbed, clawing at the air. She took him. She took my son. The men exchanged grim looks. There was no more waiting. Tonight, the witch had crossed the line. They would go to the graveyard and end it. Caleb led the way with his shotgun. Jordan carried a lantern, and Travis clutched an axe. They moved through the fog-drenched woods, their footsteps muffled by the damp ground. The graveyard loomed ahead, its crooked iron gates hanging loose, creaking in the cold wind. As they entered, the lantern light revealed broken tombstones, tangled weeds, and patches of freshly dug soil as if something had clawed its way out of the ground. "She's here," Jordan whispered. The air grew colder. A foul stench of rot filled their noses. Then came the sound, a wet, raspy breathing echoing between the tombstones. From the shadows, she emerged. The witch was taller than any of them remembered, her twisted frame draped in black rags. Her eyes glowed yellow like burning coals, and her mouth was smeared with fresh blood. In her hand, she clutched Mrs. Howard's baby, still alive but crying faintly. "You dare enter my resting place." Her voice rattled, layered with echoes. "This village belongs to me. Their children are mine." "Let him go," Caleb shouted, raising his shotgun. The witch grinned, revealing teeth sharper than knives. "Take him, if you can." Before Caleb could fire, she vanished into the fog. They chased her deeper into the graveyard, weaving between rows of broken graves. The baby's cries echoed like a cruel compass, leading them on. But every time they neared the sound, it shifted elsewhere. "She's playing with us," Travis growled, swinging his axe in frustration. Then, without warning, the ground split beneath Caleb's feet. Skeletal hands burst from the soil, grabbing his legs, dragging him down. Dozens of corpses clawed their way out, trotting bodies with hollow eyes, their jaws snapping. "Grave walkers," Jordan screamed. The three fought desperately. Caleb fired his shotgun, blasting through skulls. Travis hacked with his axe, shattering bones. Jordan swung the lantern, setting dry weeds on fire, the flames spreading across the graves. But there were too many. Through the chaos, the witch appeared again, holding the child above her head. "He will be mine before dawn," she screeched. "Not if I end you first," Caleb roared. Summoning every ounce of courage, Caleb broke free of the skeletal hands and charged. The witch shrieked and hurled him back with invisible force, slamming him into a tombstone. Pain ripped through his ribs, but he stood again. Jordan and Travis fought through the swarm of corpses to reach him. "We can't kill her with weapons," Jordan panted. "She's bound to this graveyard. We need to break the curse." "What curse?" Caleb demanded. Travis's eyes darted toward the oldest tomb in the center of the graveyard. The name was nearly erased by time, but one word stood clear: Selena the Witch's human name. Beneath it, an ancient symbol was carved into the stone. "That's it," Travis shouted. "Destroy her grave. Destroy her." Together, they pushed toward the tomb. The witch sensed their plan and unleashed a storm of shrieking whines. Corpses clawed and snapped at their heels. Caleb fired his last shells, clearing a path. Jordan shielded the lantern flame with his hand, keeping the light alive. Travis swung his axe with wild fury, hacking at the tombstone. The stone cracked. The witch let out an ear-piercing scream that shook the ground. Her form flickered like smoke. "No, my curse cannot be broken," she shrieked. "Watch us," Caleb growled. With one final swing, Travis shattered the tombstone into pieces. The effect was instant. The witch's body convulsed, her skin peeling like ash in the wind. She howled as her form disintegrated, her scream fading into the night. The skeletal hands crumbled to dust, the corpses collapsing back into the earth. Silence returned to hollow graveyard. The baby lay crying on the ground where the witch had stood. Caleb scooped him up gently and handed him back to Mrs. Howard later that night. Tears of relief streamed down her face. The village bells rang at dawn, not in mourning, but in celebration. For the first time in decades, Hollow Creek was free. Still, Caleb couldn't shake the feeling that something lingered. As the sun rose, He noticed one piece of the shattered tombstone glowing faintly with a strange light. He picked it up, and the air grew cold again. The curse was broken, but some evil never truly dies.